The year was 2004 in Denison, Ohio, and there's me with that dumb bandana on, getting ready to go on a cab tour of the 6325, an engine that I would ultimately come to know quite well in the future. This festival was put on by the Ohio Central Railroad System, a predecessor of the Genesee in Wyoming that now owns and runs the track. But it was then owned by the founder, Jerry Joe Jacobson. I was on vacation with my family, and we had the opportunity to enjoy the festival. It's actually fun to look back at all these pieces of equipment because eventually I would come to work alongside a lot of them. In this scene, we see a passenger train being brought in, and it was actually led originally by the famous Canadian Pacific number 1293, a 462 locomotive. It was originally part of the famous Steamtown fleet when it was stationed over in Bellow Falls, Vermont, and eventually became part of Jerry Jacobson's Ohio Central Steam Program fleet. It is now currently housed over at the Age of Steam Roundhouse Museum and is the youngest in the collection. There were several ranges and sizes of pieces of equipment on display or in operating condition there, including the now world-famous Flag Coal Company number 75, or Hank the Tank as he is called. This engine has toured all over the East Coast and is also featured in a children's book. Here we see the locomotive doing shoving demonstrations with a spare tender. Of course, it's actually kind of funny because here you see me and my father as we're enjoying the sights and kind of looks like a Pied Piper leading us along. Here we also see the locomotive giving caboose rides. This engine is now under the ownership of the Gramling family, mainly by father and son team John and Barney Gramling, who often take these engines on tour across the East Coast. And here we see Jerry's famous diesel locomotives. These were very well taken care of. One of the things I remember hearing was that Jerry regretted letting them go, but I can't blame him either way. These were beautiful pieces to see. Here comes 1293 with her train. Music to my ears. There was also a lot of things to see in the tents, too. They had great souvenirs and model train displays. It was actually really cool to look at these model trains now in these videos because it was kind of foretelling things to come. Because here we see a little festival, which is of course what's going on right now. But at the same time, look really carefully. Oh, yep, a Bessemer and Lake Erie 210-4, an engine that Jerry actually now has in the collection. Pennsylvania Railroad with an Army train, of course, so kind of a nice little nod to Jerry and his military history. Oop, but here's the star of the show, or one of the really big ones, in fact. This is Grand Trunk Western, number 6325, the only engine of its type listed as operational condition. Here they are getting the engine ready for the next run. The engine, too, is now currently housed in the Age of Steam Roundhouse Museum's collection, and was originally pulled from a park in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It even pulled President FDR's campaign train back in the day. Got a good head of steam on her now. Let's hit the road, boys! Was that beautiful or what? Wow, wow, and wow. That was so loud it even shook the tape inside the camera. The crew is bringing the engine down to the switch where it will be put onto the main and it will couple up to the passenger train and begin the excursions. The passenger consist is being pulled in. Soon, Canadian Pacific number 1293 will uncouple, go in front of 6325, and 6325 will couple back up, and 1293 will be brought off and brought into the siding. While the passengers get off the train, 1293 gets in front of 6325 so the two engines can switch places. Now 1293 will be brought in so it too can offer cab tours to the general public. One fun thing about the Ohio Central team, they sure knew how to throw a party. And they did it in the grandest of style. What is also fun is many people who work this festival would eventually become dear friends to me. Here we are treated to a passing freight train. It's really amazing how Jerry was able to take several abandoned lines and form the famous Ohio Central system, which employed thousands of hardworking men and women. The line still exists today, mainly under the Genesee and Wyoming flag. And here she comes, the 6325. That was the first and only time I ever saw that big Northern under steam. She doesn't run anymore, but is listed in operable condition. So one day, just one day, we'll hear that whistle sound off once again. A special thanks to all who were involved, from the Train Festival team, to the Ohio Central Railroad System, now Genesee and Wyoming, to my family for bringing us to the festival, Flight Coal Company number 75 for an absolutely wonderful event. A true answer to a prayer, and who'd have thunk this one event could change my life forever. Thank you for watching today and coming along with me to Train Festival 2004.